Something is wrong with the way babies look at you. Not wrong like a problem. Wrong like you've been misreading it your entire life and nobody corrected you. You felt it. A baby locks eyes with you across a room. Doesn't smile. Doesn't look away. Just stares. Still. Unblinking. Like they're reading something written inside you that you can't see yourself. And you laugh it off. You wave. You make a face. But here's what you don't ask. Why you? Because they weren't staring at everyone. They chose you. We've been told baby staring is cute. Innocent. Random. A little creature with nothing better to do, soaking in the world. That's not what's happening. What's happening is one of the most sophisticated acts of intelligence in the entire animal kingdom, and it's being performed by someone who can't tie their shoes. A baby staring at you isn't doing nothing. A baby staring at you is working. Harder than most adults work in an entire day. They are running calculations, building models, making decisions about your soul before they know what a soul is. And the most unsettling part? They're usually right. Here's what we used to believe. And by we, I mean researchers, parents, everyone. For decades, the assumption was that newborns are essentially blank. Passive. Visual input goes in, nothing sophisticated comes out. They stare because they can't help it. Because faces are high contrast. Because their brains aren't developed enough to do anything meaningful with what they're seeing. That belief is wrong. Completely, provably, uncomfortably wrong. In 2013, researchers at the University of Washington ran a study that quietly changed everything. They exposed infants, some as young as 7 months, to videos of strangers displaying different emotional states. Then they tracked not just where the babies looked, but how long, how intensely, and what happened in their bodies in response. The babies weren't just seeing faces. They were reading them. Their heart rates changed. Their attention sharpened or withdrew based on what the face was communicating. They were doing something that takes most adults years of social training to develop. They were detecting authenticity. They could tell the difference between a real smile and a performed one. And they responded differently to each. Now here's the reveal. The part nobody talks about at baby showers. When a baby stares at you, that long, locked, unblinking stare, they are not admiring you. They're deciding whether you're safe. This is called social referencing. And it is hardwired into every human infant alive. The baby's brain, even at 3 or 4 months old, is building what researchers call an internal working model, a map of the world built entirely from the faces it studies. Every face tells a story. Is this person regulated or chaotic? Warm or cold? Present or absent? They are constructing the world out of you. And they need you to be consistent. Because inconsistency, to a developing nervous system, doesn't feel confusing. It feels like danger. Let that sit for a second. A baby who stares at a stranger and then immediately looks at their parent isn't being shy. They're checking references. They're asking, without language, this person friend or threat, and the parent's face, their expression, their body language, that becomes the baby's answer. The baby literally borrows the parent's emotional read of the world. This is why the quality of that gaze matters more than we ever told you. There was a study, the still face experiment, developed by Dr. Edward Tronick at Harvard, that should be shown to every human being on Earth before they interact with an infant. Here's what happens. A mother sits across from her baby. They play, they connect, they mirror each other. The baby is lit up laughing, reaching, alive with engagement. Then, on cue, the mother goes completely still. Blank face. No expression. No response. Within 90 seconds, the baby falls apart. Not cries immediately, it's worse than that. First, they try harder. They reach out more. They use every social signal they have. Asterisk, look at me. Come back. Where did you go? Asterisk, when nothing works, they begin to curl inward. Withdraw. Shut down. Their body physically collapses. From a blank face. Not cruelty. Not abandonment. Just absence. 90 seconds. You were that baby. Somewhere in your past, before memory, before language, before you knew what a face was supposed to mean, you were doing exactly this. Staring. Calculating. deciding who is safe and who is somewhere else in the room without really being there. And those early reads? They didn't disappear. They became your nervous system. The reason some rooms make you feel safe the moment you walk in. The reason certain people make you tense before they've said a word. The reason you can sense when someone's smile doesn't reach their eyes, that's not intuition you developed as an adult. That's a skill you built before you could walk. A baby's stare is the construction phase. Adult instinct is the finished building. Which brings us to the most important question nobody is asking. What happens when the faces aren't there? Not gone, physically present, but absent. Eyes down. Screen lit up. Present in body, somewhere else entirely. We are running an experiment on an entire generation of infants, and we will not see the results for 20 years. Babies who are held by parents who are scrolling, they still stare. They still reach. They still send the signal. And the signal doesn't come back. Not because of cruelty. Because of distraction. Because the phone is just there. But a nervous system doesn't understand distraction. A developing brain running its social referencing software doesn't register the difference between an unavailable parent and an unsafe world. It just updates the map. And the map says, don't count on faces. Here's what we forget in the noise of modern life. For hundreds of thousands of years, a baby's survival was entirely face-dependent. Read the wrong face. Miss the wrong signal. Trust the wrong person. Gone. The stare is not cute. The stare is ancient. The stare is the most honest form of intelligence you will ever witness because it has no agenda. It's not performing. It's not managing your feelings. It is a small human being using every tool it has to understand if the world is a place worth opening up to, and you are the world. For that baby, in that moment, looking at you, you are everything the world is. So the next time a baby locks eyes with you and holds it, don't look away. Don't make a face. Don't perform. Just be present. Because they're not staring at your face. They're staring at your truth. And they will know the difference before you do. Now, here's what makes this even stranger. Babies aren't just reading the present. According to researchers at MIT, they may be predicting your future behavior based on patterns they've already detected in you. They're building probability models. Which means the question isn't just what are babies trying to say when they stare at you. The question is, what have they already figured out about you that you haven't figured out about yourself? That's the next video. And you're not going to want to miss it.